Hi everyone, welcome on board to Helper.tv.
Now, this is another big one. It's as if we have not been aware, but we know that Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired. The president of Nigeria keeps mute when it is about certain individuals that he is friends with or he has chosen to trust. The Senate, according to the report that is on our hand, has uncovered how 2.2 billion naira collected by the Federal Ministry of Justice between 2017 to 2021 from the service-wide votes was unaccounted for. The Senate Committee on Public Accounts, led by Senator Matthew Rogede, People's Democratic Party, PDP Edo South, is currently investigating over 200 agencies that benefited from service-wide votes between 2017 and 2021. The money involved is about 5 trillion naira. A service-wide vote, which is also known as Consolidated Revenue Fund charge, is more or less the country's contingency fund in the annual budget. Now, investigation revealed that the service-wide votes collected by the Ministry of Justice was not subjected to the scrutiny of the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation and the Senate Standing Committee mandated to oversee it. At the investigative hearing weekend, members of the committee were surprised when the line item in the money collected from the service-wide votes in 2019 for capital project was put as critical needs, according to the Authority to Incur Expenditure, AIE, produced by the Office of Accountant General of the Federation. The committee members were disturbed about the 650 million naira earmarked for the critical needs in the line item under capital expenditure. Surprisingly, in the record of the ministry, there was nothing to indicate that 650 million naira was received, but the IEs from the Office of Accountant General of the Federation revealed that 650 million naira was released for the ministry for critical need for capital expenditure in 2019. In addition, 955 million naira via AIEs was released to the ministry from SWV in 2017, but the record made available by the ministry showed 549 million naira, which showed a difference of 406 million naira missing. In 2018, the ministry claimed to have received 492 million naira, but the releases from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation showed that 591 million naira was released, which showed that 99 million is yet to be accounted for. That one went, now I think snake, or is it monkey, swallowed it. In 2019, the record from the Accountant General Office showed that the ministry collected 650 million naira on that capital project with the line item of critical need. The ministry failed to produce record that backed up the 650 million naira. In 2020, the record showed that the ministry collected 62 million naira for recurrent. Just as in 2021, 1.4 billion naira was released from the Office of Accountant General through AIEs for recurrent expenditure. But the ministry claimed to have received 400 million naira only. The ministry, unable to present letters of request and approval for the money collected from service-wide votes. On her part, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Justice, Mrs. B. Jedi, said the ministry will search for the relevant documents and present same to the committee on November 10. Chairman of the committee, while speaking during the hearing, said the fund was not audited by the Auditor General because there was no budgetary provision. According to him, it was not audited by the Auditor General at all. There are no budgetary provision. Go and tell everyone that benefited from it and give us the necessary document. Mrs. Jedi assured the committee to engage relevant departments that benefited from the fund and feedback with the information needed. Of course, you understand what that means. These are criminals, political criminals, appointee criminals. This government said Buhari was going to fight corruption. But how can someone who is ignorant of these things fight corruption? Imagine someone who does not have an idea fight corruption. How is it possible for someone who does not have an idea to run the kind of complex corruption, bold corruption in Nigeria amongst their ranks and file? Look at what we have on our hands. They want to print 5,000 naira notes. They simply want to do the same thing that you see happening here. This is the same thing. 2.5 billion, trillions, 5 trillion is involved in all that we are talking about. Every of this has disappeared. Now, the Senate looking into this and talking about it does not mean that they themselves are people of integrity. They are just angry and upset that they've been cut off from the normal Ghana must go that they often receive as bribe to pass a policy that will give certain people opportunity to steal and do whatever it is. This is what we have on our hands. You know, we talk about breakup of Nigeria, which I do agree, but we are the same people. It is these same criminals, this group of people that will be part of the nation that you are talking about. What is the way forward? How are you going to go about it? Are you going to say this man is from my family, is from my village, is from this and that? Do not think that some of these things do not happen in countries that most of you call countries of integrity. These things happen, but they make sure that they keep their crime rate, looting, to the minimal, to the least, to the smallest. That is how they roll. With all that they steal, they will not take money like money for pension. They are not going to swallow that and say snake swallowed it. They don't know what happened. The scorpion stung them and they took the money to treat their legs and trillions of naira disappeared. They are not going to tell us that they want to cut or trim a garden and 600 million naira is going to be used to trim the garden. They are not going to come up with all of this bogus. No. Everyone has eyes to see, ears to hear. Unfortunately, Malami will not be dealt with. This is the end of the tenure of Buhari. Everyone is running helter-skelter, apart from what they've been stealing at the beginning, to take what they need to take. They said this government, and I think it is correct, money that they claim that they got back, recovered loot, is simply stolen back from the door. What I mean, money recovered from the front door is simply taken out from the back door. Still, you know, they say the armed robber stole, or are we going to say thief stole, armed robber collected it, vice versa. That's how it is. It is just terrible. Now, a lot of people might not even be interested in all of this, big grammar. They said when money is put into service-wide votes, collected from the service-wide votes, and they put it into the critical needs, the expenditure they incurred, AIE, blah, blah, blah. What you should be particular about is the money. Keep track of the money. Do not let the money bag move off from your eyes. Make sure you see it, and that is what you need to see, that this huge amount of money disappeared. Ministry said they will bring documents and papers to show. What do you think they are going to do? They are going to go to bring fake documentations to show that this amount of money got in here, this is what it was used for, and when you look at it, you will never find what it was used for. You want to see documents and papers and pictures, they will bring all of that to you, and that is exactly what Mrs. JD is going to work on. That's it. They said that the Auditor General has not worked on it. and that there are no budgetary provision. Mrs. Jedi said the ministry will search for the relevant document and present the same to the committee. Now, the chairman of the committee said the fund was not audited by the Auditor General because there was no budgetary provision. According to him, it was not audited by the Auditor General at all. There are no budgetary provision. Go and tell everyone that benefited from it to give us the necessary documents. Look at how they are both running. What does that mean? This huge amount of money has disappeared. Before you say you want to start bringing some fake papers that you are going to arrange and print, let us inform you ahead that we know what is going on. Go and bring. Money is definitely going to exchange hands. That's what they are going to do. They are going to appease each other like, okay, sorry, this and this happened, and this and that happened. Please pay me in dollars. Naira is not something that you want to talk about now. Give me our own share. Give us our own share in that currency. So how do you ruffle feathers? This is how they ruffle feathers. They try to act like they are working like, where is the rest of the money? What happened to it? This has not been accounted for. Yes, ruffling the feather will definitely bring money back to the pockets of the criminals. And soon, you will never hear anything about this anymore. All of this will not be heard of again. They said the Nigerian Senate uncovered 2.2 billion collected by Malami Justice Ministry. Malami, apart from this, is also involved in some extra jobs that has to do with EFCC. There are some jobs that he's also involved in. Oil business, crude oil business, tanker disappeared, money got collected for this and that. Magu accused him of this too. So it is not just Malami, it's a network from Malami down to the lowest of their criminal cartel. This is so unfortunate. But the bad part of it, the sad part of it, like I said, is this. You will never hear about this anymore.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.